Hi, welcome to the new module Structure and Unions. First of all, let's study about the structure. So here is the outline. First I will explain the definition of the structure, then we will study about the creation of the structure, then I will be describing how to declare a structure variable, then we will study how to initialize a structure, and then we'll gain a knowledge of accessing structure elements. So let's get started. So what is structure? Structure is a collection of different type of elements. We know that array is used to store the group of data, but that too of similar data type. But if you want to store mixed type of elements, then we can use the structure. It is used to create user defined data type. We have studied about the data types. Some are predefined data types, but using structure, user can create the data type. Structure helps to organize complex data in a more meaningful way that we will be studying with the examples. So structure is used to store heterogeneous data elements into a single unit. Generally, it is used to handle a group of logically related data items. Now we will study how to create a structure. So here is the syntax. First we have to write the struct keyword, then we have to specify the name of the structure, and it is an identifier, so you should follow all the rules to design an identifier. Then in the curly braces we have to declare all the data members. It can be of any data type, integer, character, float or double. Don't forget to write semicolon at the end of each member and at end of the structure. So let's consider one example. Here we are storing the data of a student. So I have created one structure named student, and now I am going to declare three different data items. You can see here they are of different data types. So one roll number is of integer data type. Then to store name, I have declared one character array. There is one more data item, that is percentage of float data. These all the variables of structure are called structure members. Here I have considered one more example. Here I am creating one structure of bank where we are storing some data related to a customer, name, account number and balance. Now let's consider how to declare a structure variable. To access the structure member, we should declare one variable, and using this variable we can access these members. So there are two ways to create a structure variable. First, we can create a structure variable after defining the structure. You can see here I have declared one structure variable stud1 after the closing brace of the structure followed by semicolon. There is one more way we can declare the structure variable, that is using struct keyword. After defining the structure, we can declare the structure variable inside the main or outside the main using struct keyword. So here is the syntax. First specify the struct keyword, then the structure name, and then the list of the variables. So consider this example. Here same student example I am going to consider. So write first keyword struct, then name of the structure, and this is again a structure variable. This I can declare outside the main as a global variable or even inside the main also. Now let's try to understand the memory allocation of a structure. Actually, when we declare the structure members, we don't get memory. When we create the structure variable, that time we get the memory. And how much memory we get? The memory required by structure variable is sum of memory required by individual members of that structure. So let's consider the same student example. Here I have declared one variable roll number of integer data type, and for integer we get 2 bytes of memory. It may change based on the operating system and the compiler. Next I am declaring one character array of size 20. So for one character we get 1 byte of memory. So for 20 blocks of characters we will get 20 bytes of memory. And next I am declaring 1% variable of float data type. And float data type requires 4 bytes of memory. So for a structure variable we will get total 26 bytes of memory. Now let's study how to initialize a structure. The member of the structure can be initialized by enclosing the values in the braces after structure definitions. Again, same example I have considered. So struct is a keyword, student is the name of the structure, and stud1 is a structure variable. And you can see here I am initializing some values. So first is roll number, then name of the student, and this is the percent of the student. There is one more way we can initialize the structure members. So when we are defining the structure, after that generally we declare a structure variable. That time also you can initialize all the values of the structure at the same time in the curly braces, and follow the sequence in which you have declared the variables. First is roll number, second is name, and the third is percent. Now I will be explaining how to access the structure elements. To access these structure elements we should use dot operator, because when we want to access the element we cannot access these structure members directly. With the use of structure variable you can access these members, but we have to use dot operators. If I want to access or initialize some values to these structures members separately, first we have to mention the structure variable name, that is stud1, then use dot operator, then the name of the structure member. So here I am initializing some value to the structure member. So next I am initializing value to the name, and here I have used one string related function strcpy. We are using strcpy because in case of string we cannot directly initialize the values. Now third member is the percent. So here also first we have to mention the structure variable, that is stud1 dot percent, and I am initializing some value. Numeric values we can initialize directly. If you don't want to initialize the value, because when we initialize the value we don't have the liberty to work on different set of data, even you can use scanf statement to take the values. In this video we will learn how to implement the structure into program. So let's get started. Let's consider the same structure student having 3 structure members. One is of integer data type, one is of character, and one is float. As you know, structure is a set of heterogeneous or a set of mixed data type. So here we are using different data types. Now to access these structure members, we should declare one structure variable, and we can declare a structure variable in 3 different ways. Immediately after the definition of structure, we can declare the structure variable. So this is the first way. Even we can declare a structure variable after the definition of the structure. So let's consider the second way. Here we have to mention the struct keyword, then the name of the structure, and then the structure variable. So here I am declaring one more structure variable. This is the second way. There is one more way to declare a structure variable, that is inside the main. You can see here I have declared one more structure variable using the same syntax, but it is inside the main. Now next we will learn how to initialize the structure members. So wherever you are declaring the structure variable, there itself you can initialize the members also. So you can see here I have initialized these members in the curly braces separated by comma. First is roll number, the second is name, and the third is percent. Similarly, you can initialize some different set of data to the second variable as well as third variable. So here are some sample data. As you know, when we are initializing the values, we have to always work on the same set of values, so we don't have liberty to work on the different sets of data. So we have option of taking these values using scanf statement. So instead of initializing the values, we will take the values from the terminal. Now let's use scanf statement to take the values for these structure members from the terminal. The first data member is of integer type, that's why I have taken format specifier %d. Then it is an character array, so we should not write here ampersand sign, and the format specifier is %s. The next is the float, that's why I have used the %f. So in a single scanf statement I am taking all three values. So save the changes and click on build and run to check the output. You can see here the cursor is waiting for the input. First is roll number, so let's consider this. The second is name, so let's enter some name, and the third is the %, so let me enter some random values. As this output was not clear, you can use printf statement also. So print the message and then we will use the scanf statement to take the values. So here I am printing the message to enter the roll number, and using scanf statement I am taking the values. Similarly we will use for name and %. So these two statements is used to take the name. Kindly note here that we are not using ampersand sign. Now let's take the %. After taking the input, let's try to print it. Using single printf statement, I am printing all three structure members. So let's save the file and click on build and run to check the output. You can see here the cursor is waiting for roll number. So enter some random values. Now enter name and now enter %. So you can see here we are taking the input and we are printing the. So in this way we learned how to use structure to take a different set of data. In the next video I will be describing one more variation to take the different set of data, that is union. So keep learning, keep coding. See you in the next video.